Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Info Trivia brought to you by Electrical Pathshala 2. Guys, in this episode we will talk about what is more dangerous, whether AC is more dangerous or DC is more dangerous. But before starting this video, I will give you a very strong warning that do not underestimate either AC or DC because both AC and DC are capable enough of taking human lives. The purpose of this video to provide you knowledge on this particular topic, and we are not encouraging you to indulge in any kind of experiment that can put your life into danger. So on that note, let's start the video. So guys, there are arguments in favor of AC as well as DC. In favor of DC, people says that people who have experienced shock with DC current says that due to the continuous nature of DC, they were unable to pull their limb off the conductor. It means that they were not able to let go of the current carrying conductor because of the constant nature of the DC current. On the other hand, people says that due to the alternating nature of AC, it goes through zero values at times, and this gives the victim a chance to pull their limb off the current carrying conductor. But how much time a person gets to pull their limb off the conductor, and is that time enough? Let's find out. So in India, the frequency of AC is 50 Hertz. It means that 50 cycles of AC quantity occurs in 1 second. Therefore, one cycle will occur in 1 by 50 seconds, that is 0.02 second. And so this is one cycle of AC voltage or AC current, and this one cycle occurs in 0.02 second. And guys, in one cycle AC quantity goes to zero value 2 times. So we can say that in one cycle a person who is being shocked by AC gets less than 0.02 second to pull their limb off the conductor. And guys, this time is very less. So in my opinion, this is a foul argument. Now let me tell you that AC is said to be 4 to 5 times more dangerous than DC, and it accounts for more deaths throughout the world each year. Now why AC is said to be more dangerous than DC? There must be some reason. Now let's talk about those reasons. So guys, the first reason is that AC causes more severe muscular contractions. So when a person is subjected to shock involving AC current, then that person goes through series of muscular contractions because of the frequency of AC current, because AC oscillates. On the other hand, when a person is subjected to shock involving DC, then that person goes through a single continuous muscular contraction because of the continuous nature of DC. Now guys, for the matter of the fact, series of muscular contraction are more severe, more dangerous than single muscular contraction, and because of that we can say that AC is more dangerous than DC. Now the second reason is that AC current stimulates sweating, which lowers the skin resistance. So guys, in our previous video we have talked about this skin resistance, and we have talked that the skin resistance depend on the condition of your skin, whether your skin is wet or it is dry. So the wet skin offers as low as 1000 ohms only to the passage of the electricity. On the other hand, if your skin is dry, then the resistance of your dry skin will be as high as 200 to 500 kilo ohms. So guys, what happens in case of AC current? When a person is subjected to shock involving AC current, if you are being shocked by AC, then what will happen? That your body will start sweating. It means that your skin will become wet, and due to which your skin resistance will goes down rapidly. And if your skin resistance is lower, then more current can pass through your body, which is a very dangerous situation, guys. So due to this sweating situation, AC is more dangerous than DC, guys. Now the third reason is that whenever we mention AC quantity, whether it is AC voltage or AC current, we are always talking about the RMS value. RMS value means root mean square value. Now let's take an example. Let's take same magnitude of AC and DC voltage, say 220 volts. So in case of DC, this 220 volt is fixed. It is not changing. It is neither less nor more. It is exactly 220 volt. On the other hand, in case of AC, this 220 volt is the RMS value. It is changing continuously because of the alternating nature of the AC. Now how it is changing? It is going from zero value to positive peak. Now from positive peak to again zero value, and then from zero to negative peak, and from negative peak to zero again, and this completes one cycle, and this goes on and on. So in case of AC, this 220 volt is the RMS value. It is not fixed, guys. Now, why we talk about RMS value? We talk about RMS value because RMS value are very useful for circuit application, and also it gives us a better idea of how much power an AC source can supply. So due to these reasons, we talk about the RMS value. Now guys, the peak value of an AC quantity, peak value of an AC quantity is root 2 times of the RMS value. So for 220 volts, peak value will be about 311 volts. So for 220 volt here, peak value will be about 311 volt, guys. So therefore, if a person is subjected to 220 volt DC, then all the time that person is being shocked by 220 volt only. On the other hand, if that person is being subjected to 220 volt AC, then at times that person will be subjected to 311 volts, which is much higher than 220 volt. Therefore guys, same amount of AC current or voltage is more dangerous than DC current or voltage because of this peak value factor. And this peak value factor is also used in practical scenario. For example, in case of insulation of wire. So the insulation of wire is done according to the peak value of the current that wire is going to carry. Now you will see that the insulation of a wire which is carrying AC current will be more thicker as compared to the wire which is carrying same amount of DC current because of the peak value factor. So guys, due to this peak value factor, AC is more dangerous than DC. Now the fourth reason is our body impedance. Now whenever electricity passes through our body offers impedance to the passage of the electricity, which is known as the body impedance. Now the human body is a circuit of parallel combination of resistors and capacitors, as you can see here in this diagram. So our body is the parallel combination of resistors and capacitors, and there is a nature of capacitor that it likes change in current. The faster a current oscillates, the lesser the capacitor wants to slow it down. Now as we know that DC does not oscillate at all, therefore the capacitor does not want to let DC pass at all, and therefore a capacitor has a very high impedance for a DC signal, and it blocks DC signal up to a certain level. On the other hand, AC oscillates, therefore the capacitor does not want to slow it down quite as much. Yes, a capacitor offers impedance to the AC signal also, but not as much as it offers to DC signal, and therefore a capacitor has lower impedance for AC signal. And due to this capacitive nature, capacitive behavior of human body, more AC current can pass through your body as compared to DC current for a given voltage. So guys, due to this capacitive nature of our body, AC is more dangerous than DC. Now the fifth reason is ventricular fibrillation. So what is ventricular fibrillation? So ventricular fibrillation is an abnormal heart rhythm in which the ventricles of the heart starts quivering instead of pumping normally. It is a life-threatening situation, guys. So guys, as we know that AC oscillates, so when AC current passes through your heart, it will interfere with the pacemaker muscle of your heart, due to which your heart will goes into ventricular fibrillation. Now in case of ventricular fibrillation, the pumping chambers or ventricles of your heart will start quivering instead of beating normally. It will go out of rhythm, and that is a very life-threatening situation, guys. It can be fatal if it is not corrected within a few seconds. Now in case of DC, what happens that due to the continuous nature of DC current, if DC current is passing through your heart, it will stop your heart completely. Now here, stopping of heart might seem more dangerous, but in reality it is not as dangerous as ventricular fibrillation. According to medical science, your heart can recover from being stopped much easier than it can from the ventricular fibrillation, because in case of ventricular fibrillation, what happens, as I have told you earlier, that in case of ventricular fibrillation, the pumping chambers or ventricles of your heart starts quivering uselessly instead of pumping blood. Now this cuts off the blood supply to the vital organs of our body, and due to which the victim loses his or her consciousness rapidly. Now in this condition, in case of ventricular fibrillation, that person needs to be given medical attention as soon as possible. If we want to save life of that person, then the normal heartbeat of that person needs to be restored as quickly as possible, and that is done by using a device called as automatic external defibrillator. So guys, due to this ventricular fibrillation situation, AC is more dangerous than DC. Now let's come to our final reason. So the final reason is let go current and let go threshold. So we'll talk about that. So guys, there is a common belief that due to the continuous nature of DC, it must be difficult for a person who is being shocked by DC to let go of the current carrying conductor, because DC current has constant magnitude. On the other hand, AC is alternating in nature, therefore it goes to zero values at times. So therefore people thinks that a person who is being experiencing shock involving AC, for that person it must be easier to let go of the conductor. But guys, on the contrary to this common belief, experiment results have something else to offer. Now what are those experiments? So guys, these experiments were performed on several test subjects including male and female. In these experiments, the test subjects were told to hold an electrode, and through this electrode AC and DC was passed one by one, and the value of the current was increased slowly, and it was observed that up to which level each test subject can let go of this conductor, let go of the current carrying conductor in case of both AC and DC. So guys, there must be a certain level up to which a person can let go of the conductor. After that, what will happen? Then the muscle of that person will start contracting, and that person will become unable to let go of the conductor. So that highest level, there must be a certain and highest level up to which a person can let go of the conductor. So that highest level is known as the let go current. So guys, this gives us the definition of let go current, and this is a standard definition which is given by IEC, International Electrotechnical Commission. So this definition states that the maximum value of electric current passed through the body of a person at which that person can let go of the conductor is known as the let go current. So in this definition guys, there are two things which you should note carefully. First of all, this let go current is the maximum value of the current value, and second thing is that at this current level we can let go of the conductor. So these are the two things. Now guys, why we are saying that let go current is the maximum level of the current? For example, suppose this is the electrode and I am the test subject. I am holding this conductor. Now AC and DC will be passed through this one by one. So only up to a certain level I can let go of this conductors. For example, suppose at 1 milliampere I can let go, at 2 I can let go, but there must be a certain and highest level up to which I can let go of this conductor. So below that level, at all lower levels I can let go of this conductor, but this is the highest level. After that I will not be able to let go of this conductor. So that highest level is a special level, and that's why the definition states that the maximum value or maximum level or highest level. That's why we are using this maximum word here. So let go current is the maximum value of the current at which we can let go of the conductor. You should remember these 2 points. Now back to the experiment. So guys, it was also observed that at which particular level test subjects lost their muscle control and become unable to release the conductor. That level was known as the let go threshold. So let's talk about the standard definition of let go threshold. So the definition states that the lowest level, note carefully, the lowest level of electric current which can safely pass through a human body, at which that person will lose control of his or her muscles and won't be able to let go of the conductor, is called as the let go threshold. So in this definition also there are two things which we should note carefully, that let go threshold is the lowest level of the electric current, and second thing is that at this level we will lose our muscle control and we won't be able to let go of the conductor. So these are the two things. So guys, why we are saying that let go threshold is the lowest level? Because suppose that this is the conductor, this is the electrode, and I am the test subject. I am holding this conductor and electricity is passed through this conductor. So only up to a certain level I will be able to let go of this conductor, and that maximum level is known as the let go current. After that level, what will happen, that my muscle will start contracting and I will start losing my muscle control, and at a certain level I will lose my muscle control completely, and I won't be able to let go of this conductor. That level, after that level, at all higher levels I won't be able to let go of this conductor, but this is the lowest level, and at this level only this particular effect, what effect? that I became unable to let go of this conductor occurs first. So that's why this level is special, and this is the lowest level. That's why we are seeing here this is the lowest level, and this level is known as the let go threshold, guys. So guys, the results of this experiment shows that test subjects felt it easier to let go of the electrode, let go of the conductor, when DC was passed through this electrode instead of AC. It means that the let go threshold value for DC is higher as compared to AC, and it means that more DC current is required to produce similar effect as of AC current. For example, suppose I am holding this electrode and first AC is passed through it. So I became unable to let go of this conductor at 16 milliampere in case of AC current. On the other hand, when DC was passed through it at 76 milliampere, I became unable to let go of this conductor. So you can see here that more DC current is required to produce similar effect as of AC current. That's why, guys, AC is very dangerous, because at lower levels of AC current you will become unable to let go of this conductor, and if you become unable to let go of the conductor, then what will happen, that due to the continuous contact with conductor, with this current carrying conductor, your skin resistance will goes down rapidly because of burning of skin and sweating, and that is more dangerous, because if your skin resistance is lower, then more current can pass through your body. That's why, guys, due to this let go threshold, due to this lower let go threshold, AC is more dangerous than DC. Now guys, this is the table which will show you the effect and the current levels at which that particular effect occurs. So what is the effect? This is let go threshold. And at let go threshold, what will happen, that you will feel some pain and you will lose your voluntary muscle control. So the experiments were performed on both male and female, so the results are for both male and female. So in case of DC, this effect occurs in a male at 76 milliamperes, while in a female at 51 milliamperes. So female are losing muscle control at lower levels of current. Now in case of AC, the frequency of AC here is 60 Hertz. So in case of AC, male will lose muscle control at 16 milliamperes, while a female will lose her muscle control at 10.5 milliamperes. So you can see here that at lower levels of AC current, this effect is occurring. So that's why AC is very dangerous. The let go threshold for AC is much lower as compared to DC. Now guys, this 16 and 10.5 are the average values. These vary in range of 10 to 22 milliamperes for male and 7 to 14 milliamperes for female. It means that some male might lose their muscle control at 10 milliampere, while other can take up to 22 milliampere, and same goes for the females also. So guys, after observing this table, we can draw some conclusions, which are that some people lose their muscle control at lower values of current, while other can take more current. We can see here in this table also that some people are losing muscle control at lower value, while other can take more current. And the second conclusion is that in general, we can say that female loses their muscle control at lower values of current as compared to males. We can say that in general. And the third conclusion is that more DC current is required to produce similar effect as of AC current. And that's why, guys, due to this lower let go threshold value, AC is very, very dangerous. So guys, these were all the reasons due to which AC is said to be more dangerous than DC. What are those reasons? First, that it causes severe muscular contraction. Second, AC stimulates sweating. Third, because of the peak value factor. Fourth, due to the capacitive nature of our body. Fifth, due to the ventricular fibrillation, because AC causes ventricular fibrillation. And sixth, that because of the lower let go threshold value. Due to all these reasons, AC is said to be more dangerous than DC. So I hope you understand it. Now guys, up to this point, we are talking about AC in range of 50 to 60 Hertz only. Now what happens when the frequency of AC increases? What happens at higher frequency? Let's see, guys. So our next topic is effect of frequency. So guys, whenever we talk about AC quantity, whether it is AC voltage or current, frequency comes into the picture. Now guys, frequency of AC has a lot to do with effect of electric shock on human body. So at higher frequency, what happens, that AC current is not as much dangerous as it is at lower frequency due to a phenomenon called as skin effect. Now what is a skin effect? So the skin effect is the tendency of AC current to flow mostly near the outer surface of the conductor at higher frequency. So skin effect, the definition states that the non-uniform distribution of electric current over the surface or skin of the conductor carrying AC is called as skin effect, or we can say that the tendency of high frequency AC current to flow mostly near the outer surface of the conductor is known as the skin effect. So here, as you can see in this picture, that this is the cross-sectional area of a conductor which is carrying a very high frequency AC current. So at high frequency, what happens that most of the current flows through the surface, outer surface of the conductor, and very low amount of current flows through the core of the conductor. This happens because of the skin effect. Now guys, due to this skin effect, what happens that if a person comes in contact with a wire which is carrying very high frequency AC current, then what will happen that most of the current will flow through his or her skin only because of the skin effect. So the current will not flow inside the body of that person, and that's why it will not flow through the heart of that person, and therefore at higher frequency AC current is said to be less dangerous as it is at lower frequency. Now guys, this table will show you the effect of the frequency. The first effect is that pain. At these current levels you will feel pain, but still you will not lose your muscle control. Voluntary muscle control maintain. So these effects are for both DC and AC. Here AC is 60 Hz frequency and AC 10 kHz frequency. So let's see. So in case of DC, this effect will occur in a male's body at 62 milliampere, while in a female's body at 40 milliampere. On the other hand, for 60 Hz frequency, in case of AC for 60 Hz frequency, the similar effect will occur in a male's body at 9 milliampere, while in a female's body at 6 milliampere. Now at much higher frequency, at 10 kHz frequency, the similar effect will occur at 55 milliamperes in a male's body, while in a female's body this effect will occur at 37 milliampere, guys. So here we can see the effect of the frequency. So at higher frequency, more AC current is required to produce similar effect as it is producing at lower frequency, guys. Now let's see the second effect. The second effect is let go threshold, as we have seen it earlier also. So at this level, what will happen? You will feel pain and you will lose your muscle control. So pain with loss of voluntary muscle control. So in case of DC, in a male's body this effect occurs at 76 milliampere, and in a female's body this effect occurs at 51 milliamperes. While in case of 60 Hz AC, the similar effect occurs in a male's body at 16 milliampere, while in a female's body at 10.5 milliamperes. But if the frequency is increased up to 10 kHz, then what will happen? The similar effect will occur in a male body at 75 milliampere, while in a female's body at 50 milliampere. Now you can see here, guys, that these current levels are almost similar, almost equal to the DC. So at higher frequency, AC current is behaving like DC current. More AC current is required to produce same effect as it is producing at lower frequency. So guys, after observing these tables, we can say that at higher frequency a person can take more current, more AC current than he or she can take at lower frequency. Therefore guys, AC current is less dangerous at higher frequency. Now this graph is also showing the effect of the frequency. This graph is plotted between frequency and let go current or let go threshold. Let go current here is in milliamperes. So guys, you can see here in this graph that when frequency is 0, it means that in case of DC current there is some value for the let go current. Now as the frequency increase, it means that in case of AC current the value of the let go current is decreasing, and in range of 50 to 60 Hz, in this range the value of the let go current is the lowest. And unfortunately guys, the entire world operates in this frequency range only, and that's why this is the most dangerous frequency range, because the value of the let go current or let go threshold is the lowest in this range, and that's why AC accounts for more death throughout the world each year. Now as we move towards higher frequency, the value of the let go current also increases. So we can see here that at higher frequency AC is less dangerous, more AC current is required to produce similar effect. Now guys, this is the safe zone, and this is here above this line is the danger zone. So for example, suppose at 50 hertz there must be some value of current you can take, but if this same frequency more current is flowing through your body, then you will come into the danger zone. So that is this graph is explaining, guys. So after observing this graph and those tables, we can say that yes, AC is dangerous, then more dangerous than DC, but at higher frequency AC is not that as much dangerous as it is at lower frequency. So this was all about this video, guys. If you like the video, if you find this video helpful, then please like this video and share this video with your friends, and please also visit our website www.electricalpathshala.com. also join us on Telegram and Instagram also. All the links are given in description below. So that's all for this video. Thank you. Signing off.